And we're here. Hi, guys.
Boom.
How's
Hey, everybody.
everybody? Happy New Year or coming New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. Rob,
Yes,
what are you
ma'am.
up to tonight?
What's that?
What are you up to tonight?
We are going to, Gillian was just making our black-eyed peas and some ham. That's our thing, the South. A lot of y'all, some of y'all may know it. Some of you may not. Is like Hoppin' John or black-eyed peas and rice, as long as it's got pork in it. I prefer to use pork belly or hog jowls, but there's none of that up here in New Hampshire. I've got to go to a butcher to get it. I thought I could just go to a grocery store.
They
So
don't have it in
that
the meat
did not
department, huh? They don't do
What's
like
that?
they don't do ham hocks or anything.
I didn't see anything. Now that might have been. And what's funny was I went into one of our little stores up here called Hannaford's. Well, it's not little; it's a big chain. And said, "Where's the pork belly?" And guys like, "Man, a lot of people have been asking for that today. We don't carry it." And I'm like, "Y'all have lost your mind. You don't even know what a New Year routine is, you know." So, but that's it. But that's what we're doing. So tonight, when we get done here, we got our charcuterie board stuff that Gillian's made up. We're gonna do that. Then I might take a nap so I wake up for the ball to drop.
I hear you.
How are you on staying up for the ball to drop anymore?
I'll probably fall asleep. Bruce will wake me up like 5 minutes before. He'll be like, "Babe, ball's gonna drop." So, but yeah, I don't usually stay. I usually, even if I try to stay in the living room, I fall asleep in the chair.
The older we get, the more a nap is required to do stuff late at night.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Well, I'll see. We're watching the very last episode of Stranger Things. Bruce is cooking bacon wrapped little smokies. And I've got some cheese and crackers. Very easy, very mellow, kind of. Nothing big. No big.
That's me. I could wake up to I don't. The ball drop thing is a Gillian thing that's been done, I guess, since childhood or whatnot, and I could care less, but I do it with her, and but other than that,
we do the ball drop.
Yeah, no, I could care less. I'll wake up tomorrow, and my clocks will all say change me or the date's going. I'm like, oh look, the ball drop. Oh
no, my clocks change automatically. I don't have to do anything to them. So
yeah, it's my watches mostly that I got to change, But other than that, so Mr. Bruce with his Christmas gift has me tight here with my Bitcoin and my clock right under my computer. It's telling me I'm out trying to make some abundance. Gratitude is the open door to abundance.
Right.
And I believe that for this year,
That little Bitcoin miner is funny. He's got a couple of them on his desk. And then I have one sitting in my spot next to my chair.
Right.
Just waiting. So every time I turn my head, I'm like, oh, does it say one? Does it say one?
And I just got it on the clock. I hope it alerts me, but every now and then I get impatient. So I scroll through it to see, okay, no, it still says 0.
Yeah. Mine I have sitting on the that 0 screen, that screen with the 0. So
yeah.
If it changes, I see it.
Yeah.
But Bruce says he'll get an email. Like,
oh, okay.
He'll get an email from whoever's hosting it. I don't know if PayPal or whatever that says, hey, you've got a deposit into your account. So for you guys who don't know what we're talking about, Bruce has come upon these Bitcoin miners. They're little. They're like this big. And all it does is go mining the interweb for Bitcoins. And if you find one or part of one, right? Part of one, well, No, because one is worth what, $88,000.
Yeah.
So if you hit just shy of like $300,000.
Right.
So let's say you find like 3.5 Bitcoin, right?
And Bitcoin, don't everybody run out, because Bitcoin's a hard thing. This is like having the lottery going. It was my Christmas gift from Mr. Bruce. He did it for everybody. It's like having a constant lottery ticket running all the time, because if it finds an open block, which there aren't many anymore with Bitcoin, they locked that up, but they're still out there. And I was reading the stats on this, and there was like 5 or 6 people that made $300,000 to $400,000 on this very device, this year. So
yeah, just recently, I can't remember if it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas or just before Thanksgiving, somebody hit.
Another one. Okay.
Yeah, somebody hit for it. It was just very recently, like I'll say within the last 6 weeks.
Wow.
Somebody hit. Because Bruce was all excited, and he's like, "Oh, and they hit on one of these little machines." So same thing. It says she did a terrific spell today, and she's happy with it. Was it out with the old and with the new?
Picture of it. I want to know how it's going. Yeah. So she sent me that picture. Was great, and we were like, "Woo, here we go." So this is the year we should all unite. Oh, so in the spirit of uniting and gratitude and things like that, I am being directed by people that I know. I got a call from Medellin, Colombia. Okay. From an American there that lives here and there, and said, you better start taking a look at putting some of your money in silver. Now, not the silver futures. Don't go on the stock market. Don't go buy Aunt Nanny's spoons. This is go buy some silver bars. A year and a half ago, and I looked it up, a year and a half ago, silver was at $22 an ounce. Well, about a month and a half ago, all of a sudden it jumped to $45 an ounce. And over the weekend, it hit 75 or 80. And now it's at 70 to 75. And then what these people who have all the know are talking about is all the silver futures that are out there. The Chinese are buying up all the silver for all the tech products. They need it. And America's having problems paying off silver futures. So silver is expected to all of a sudden start a run. It's going to do that up-down thing, but they are expecting it, the people that I'm talking to. So just passing that on. Do whatever you want to do with it, but it is just solid silver. Got me a couple little ingots coming, and, we'll see what happens. But, anything we have, I have silver bought at $16 an ounce. Yeah. Look, bring up Donna's last comment. Okay. I have silver, bought it at $16. Everybody's all focused on gold. Now it's at 71. That's a huge jump by any stretch.
It is.
It is. So, and that's exactly, we're going to start doing that and start stocking up on it. And I was doing some reading and actually got this going. So everybody said keep silver. Anybody our age should have 5 or 10% of their investment in gold and silver to keep it solid, because you're not giving up your money. You just have to sell it to be used it, if that makes any sense. And please, by no means, I am not a financial advisor. I'm telling you all what I was told and what I'm doing. But I was also
long information.
Yeah, don't sell the house and go buy silver. Okay, yeah. But if you've got a financial guy or woman or whatever, talk to them, find out about it. So but at any rate, so
well, cool beans. So with that going forward, this is kind of a weird year transition. I'm not real. A lot of times I'm real like, all right, new year, we're gonna move forward, and the consensus with people that I've been talking to is the same. There's no real like, and it was with Christmas too. Everything was just, it's all like, well, we'll just move it forward. And so in doing some research, I'm hearing it's because like this was a 9-year, and we're, wrapping up some karmic stuff. And so it's going to be like end of January, February before it feels like a new year for us, like a new year normally would.
And like, that would
right now, sense. I don't have any, like, a lot of times I'm like, this year, here are these things that I want to accomplish over the year. I don't really have any of that going on. Do you?
No, I had some things, but actually I had to let go of some things I was trying to accomplish. It's like I gave it, I did it. I was listening to some people, it didn't work, and it's time to let go and move on in a different direction. So I've had to do that, and I'm looking forward. I do feel like, because I told everybody this was my year, and I'm not so sure that this was wasted time. I learned a lot. And this way, yeah, we're going to move up, but everything we got stuff we put into motion. And I think this coming year is the year we might see some things starting to roll that's or open up.
Kind of like what I've been seeing is like things kind of unstick, right? And start you're starting to get a little momentum, but it's not like that, and like in past years, it's like, all right, new year, goals and all this stuff, and we're going to do this, and this is going to happen, and we're going to make it happen. And, it's like, I'm looking forward to it, and I've got great hope. And me, I'm just like, I guess it's a new year. There's things I need to get done. There's things I want to get done, but,
so no resolutions?
I'm not like, nothing really earth-shattering, the usual shit, lose weight, make more money, optimize businesses, that sort of thing. But, no real, like, it's not anything different than what it normally is.
Right. Nothing earth-shattering, the normal stuff. Yeah. I've made the resolution to not do resolutions. It's like, okay, it's like what everybody does, things like that. I want to do things that if I'm going to do them, like we're talking about abundance, gratitude, things like that. I want to remember to start my day every day with a gratitude-focused prayer, mindset, things like that. And that's about it. It's to help me just keep moving and do what I need,
Well, yeah, and I think that's, you've kind of hit it. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but definitely for me, the whole resolution thing is, why, if I'm going to do it, why do I have to wait until January 1st to do it? Why am I not just putting stuff in motion, right?
Exactly.
So for me, I feel like this year and the last, let's say, quarter of 2025 has really been sort of a purge for me, like mentally and spiritually, you know what I mean? Just where you're just kind of there, where you've had a bunch of shit you're carrying and you don't want to carry it anymore. So it's just time to go, and you're releasing it all. And so like the last quarter, I've kind of been kind of doing that. And 2026 feels like,
Yeah. Well, 2026
more of the same.
Right. If you add up, 2026, it comes up to 10, which means it's a 1 because in numerology, there is no 10, only in tarot, and it talks about the end of a cycle, but it goes right into the new cycle. And this is a good time after coming out of the year of 9. I hope people put some plans into action, things like that, and you're willing to take action. It's one of those things, if you keep going, this is the year that you see it flip over to a whole new beginning. And I was doing readings for some people throughout the week and different things. I'm getting cards. I'm getting all the time. Even I think we did this on Monday night. the Tower card is a huge card I've been getting when talking to people about next year. That has been consistent, and I don't get the Tower card a lot. But over the past 2 or 3 days, when talking about next year, the Tower card has really popped up. And I believe somebody sent me a text showing that it was and I don't want to mention their name if they don't want me to, but that, they were doing their look at next year and they got the Tower card. And so change is coming, baby,
and in my, not so much in my collective reads that I'm posting, but after I do the collective read, I'll do my own personal. And in there, I'm seeing a lot of Tower, a lot of the world. Got
that a couple of times too.
A lot of cups, lots and lots of cups and swords. Very little pentacles.
I agree.
Wands, meh. Maybe 1 or 2 to round out the reading, but mostly it's like. I
was reading for somebody, I think it was yesterday, or it might have been Tuesday. I can't remember. Well, yesterday was Tuesday. What were you saying? It was, and ironically, I'm seeing a lot also of major arcana cards.
Yes.
So when you're talking about next year, we're not just talking about little mundane things that happen day to day. This next year could be a very big deal about life-changing steps, things you're going to do, taking new direction. And I've got my energy cards out if we want to, both of us pull something about,
Sure.
What is the energy for next year in total for everybody, or whatnot. But seeing that too. And the cups and the swords, the same here. Pentacles and coins intermixed, or pentacles and wands kind of scattered, but I wouldn't even guarantee one in every reading.
Right.
And but they will pop up.
Today, my personal read today was the moon. I'm looking it up. Temperance.
Wow.
Yeah, the Hierophant, the Emperor, the King of Chalices, which is King of Cups, 9 of Swords. So yeah, I mean, 10 of Swords. So I had a lot of majors, a lot of swords, very little very little cups, money, very little pentacles. So
you sent me a couple of New Year's Eve tarot spreads that you found, and there's one that really drew me, the little 4-card one. I really liked its directness or whatnot. And one of the first cards up there, what was the lesson? And a lot of people, like I know Cynthia talks about, this was a rough year, and it was a rough year for a lot. I mean, I went through a phase where I was critically ill. Gillian got very ill. We went through a lot of stuff this year, but it was still a good year. So what were we supposed to learn from it? And that's the first question of the card is, what was the lesson learned? It must be a Southern person because it says learned.
Could be
what was the
English
lesson learned in the last
Could be
year?
European.
Okay. Instead of learned. And they give us crap being in the South. I'll think we ain't learned nothing.
Let's see. I'm shuffling here. I've got a new deck, it's the Light Visions Tarot.
Oh, okay.
It's a little deck.
I've got my Lost Tarot out, but I've also got my Foretell. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with that energy deck. So what I might do, maybe you pull a tarot card, okay? And I'll pull an energy card for that same question. Let's see how they pan out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just something different.
Yeah,
so the first question, Yeah. What was the lesson learned in last year? And we're not doing this for us. We're doing it for everybody. What was the lesson our tribe, the society, community was supposed to learn last year? Does that make sense?
Yep. So I got the 9 of Cups.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool because that's what we've been preaching all year. We were supposed to learn that we can manifest and bring things into our life and the happiness and joy. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's telling us that's what we were supposed to learn. So when I do this, and this is kind of a new deck, I'm still breaking it in, trying to get it to shuffle the way I like so things don't go in 93 different directions. All right. But what were we all supposed to learn energy-wise this year, last year, 2025? Here we go. All right. Go here. I'll go right here. You know what? I'm going to go that because I just did the cut. And we have, wow, betrayal of trust. I got this. Are we putting too much, like I said, we're supposed to learn how to manifest, do what this. And do you think maybe we were putting too much emphasis on somebody else doing it for us? That some of our trust got dropped, that we need to learn. What do we learn? We need to be more self-dependent. Would that be the right way to think it?
I think it would. It could be. I was thinking more, what is it that you were saying? Manifesting and magic making, or like materializing. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Between the 9 of Cups and I just hit my camera, and the your betrayal of trust. I think people were starting to get sour on their sort of manifesting because they wanted it to materialize. Like they weren't understanding that, by putting the suggestion out there, you have to be able to take the opportunities that are coming to you, or to manufacture the opportunities that, like, a big fat check isn't just going to land in your lap, or you're not just going to, I mean, it might happen, but the odds are real slim. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more the betrayal of trust is that people were confusing manifesting with, material.
Yeah. And I think Cynthia put that right when she just said we could also not trust ourselves. The betrayal of trust, we thought we knew everything we needed to know or whatnot because we were listening to the wrong words. And that's, like you said, a lot of people, they really are confused about what manifesting means.
Right.
And it action is required to manifest. Take some steps, move forward, or you're trying to just materialize it. And that's where, when you combine that we can manifest anything, maybe we should stop depending on other people. And I think we did depend a lot on other people to help us manifest, relying on different things or whatnot, and didn't realize we need to trust ourselves more. Yep. I think you did that pretty good. So here, I'll read the small print. Trust has been shattered, leaving wounds deeper than words. And you know what? We got a lot of that throughout the year, even if you take manifesting and this energy separately. There was a lot of lost trust in 2025.
Yeah.
Because of politicians, of religions, of different things that are going on. I think we might be at a point where we don't trust the news. We don't trust anybody collectively like we used to. And I think this was the year to learn maybe where we're putting some of our faith for answers, we're being betrayed, Oh,
yeah. When it comes to like media, mass media, I don't believe anything anybody's saying. I mean, it doesn't matter what side you're coming from. It's like, let's just see how it plays out. Let's just see what happens.
Absolutely. It says, now you see the truth. Use it to move forward. There's our 9 of cups. Wiser and stronger. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
so,
I think,
the second one is, what possibilities exist for the coming year? I'm very excited about. I don't know why. I'm really stoked about the upcoming year. I'm very, very excited. I think things are going to happen. We're going to see some things happen. I said back in I think it was 2020 on the show. I can't remember. It was a while back before we made the move, I think, that I really thought that would be the year that we might actually hear from the government about extraterrestrials, things like that, that some light might get shown. And lo and behold, that year, I wanted us to actually have proof, but at least in that year, they did acknowledge the existence of UAP,
right.
and some of that Navy footage, things like that we're seeing. They finally came out and said, yeah, we don't know what this is. So, I mean, I think that helped. And I feel like that's where I'm going, that there's going to be more unveiled in the coming year in that aspect too. I don't know why I'm being told that. That's not a card reading. That is Reverend Rob being Reverend Rob. You know what I mean?
I'd say we're going to have first contact 2028.
2028. Okay. 2028. So that's a 12, which comes together for a 3. That would not be a bad, a bad year for that, to create something, make something happen or whatnot. So, yeah. So this one is, what possibilities exist for the coming year?
Well, I've got the 4 of Wands, so we're definitely building a foundation of, whatever your foundation is, you're going to be fortifying it and building it and, bringing it up, lifting it up.
Base. Yeah. And like you said, something new, a new step, stepping up to a new platform, a new reality, a new thought of the way things are happening. But that's also a card of joy. That's one of the 4s that is like the maypole and everybody, all the women are dancing underneath it.
The wedding card,
yeah, there might be some celebrating going on. So that's possibilities exist for the coming year. So if you have the 4 of Wands, that's pretty huge. Now, in looking at the energy for that, what's going on, what possibilities exist for the coming year, what I'm getting is, divine intervention. Okay.
Well, we might have that first contact sooner than we thought.
We might. Well, maybe they'll appear, but maybe it might take 2 years of them hovering around or hanging around or whatnot, kind of like they do in one of the movies. But divine intervention, and this says, when all seems lost, a higher power steps in. What unfolds now is not of your making, but of higher intelligence that transcends logic and control. I think once we got through this year and that's where the 4 is coming in for what's coming in, get through this year, the world's starting to balance back out a little bit. We still have our crazies on both sides. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But more people are like going, I don't care what you do. Just leave me out of it. Okay. I don't care. We want more of a normalized society. And I think that's one of the things that we can see is that we're going to see people having some smarts and being able to attach to their higher consciousness and maybe come in with their higher power. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I just dropped the King of Wands. So.
Well, there you go. The spirit card,
Right. So, Cynthia, interesting comment, Cynthia. I don't know if you know anything about, like Chinese astrology or whatever, but this was the year of the snake. that we're
the wood
ending.
snake, wasn't it? I think it was the wood snake.
Yeah, was it the wood snake or the water snake? Well, whatever. It was the year of the
I
snake.
can't remember.
But she said, it's like a snake shedding its skin. So we're coming up now to the year of the horse. So I don't know what that means. I haven't really looked into it enough.
The year of the horse?
Yeah.
The horse. I haven't looked at the horse much.
Yeah, I haven't looked at usually I'll look and pay better attention. I'm sure Gillian's got
I would, kind of like in the tarot cards, I would think the year of the horse would be talking about the year of movement, of running ahead, getting started. The chariot cards, the knight and the kings in the tarot decks. Whenever you see a horse, generally there's movement going. And I'm wondering if that's not what it's saying is we're going to come up with a new base and we're going to see things start moving. And things might be starting to move at a more rapid pace. That would be maybe my interpretation of the horse without researching it, Yeah,
I'm pulling it up now. Let's see.
Oh, good. Good.
Momentum, visibility, independence, and decisive movement.
There we go. Hey, man,
it's an energy that does not like stagnation. Things move because they are meant to move.
So we've got the divine intervention, and you're 4, and that the King of Wands.
The King of Wands.
And the year of the horse. This is a year for movement. 1, the new beginning. Wow. Don't miss it. Keep going. Oh.
Sorry, all right. I'm just trying to readjust my camera here.
No, that's all right.
By the way, I got to show you guys this. My son, look at what he got me for Christmas.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Dragonfly dish for my Dragonfly altar table card reading streaming area. And Bruce got me a bunch of, if you could see in front of me, he got me a bunch of dragonflies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Gillian just posted 2025 year of the wood snake, and this is the year of the horse, the fire horse. So again, think of wands. That's why the wands would be coming up so big. The fire horse, the year 2026. Fire, that passion, that drive, your will. I'm telling you, I'm excited about this coming year. I don't know what's going on. I keep pushing Gillian, we need to make a decision about this. We need to make a decision, and we don't even have to do anything until June. But I'm fired up to get some things going and get some things moving.
And see, so funny. I am just planted. I have no forward movement right now. Let's see. Give me another couple of weeks and we'll see how it goes.
Sure. Right. Absolutely. And could be too, you're just taking a break. The end of the year, your brain's resetting, We got rid of the betrayal or whatever it was going on in there and that 9, and now it's just okay. Your body might be prepping for a reset.
Readjusting. I really feel like and I've said this a bunch of times, that I've sort of, like I said, this last quarter, there has been some timeline shifts and everything. And I really think I'm just adjusting to it all. I'm trying to get it all to catch up,
This was a year of a lot of downloads and a lot of thoughts and a lot of rethinking or whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't
know. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is. Let me know, guys, if anybody else is kind of having that same headspace this last quarter of 2025, because I know I was getting buku downloads though. When I started doing, actually, it was probably the last half, because when it's right after I did the quantum healing course.
Right.
I was left, right, and center download, ears ringing. Even now, at least twice a day, something is, my ears will ring and something will be coming in, and it'll happen at random times. For a while, I thought it was just like the computer.
Right.
And then but then I'm like, I was reading my book and it was like all of a sudden, woo, and it was interesting. So I'm like, okay, what am I reading about in the book that's triggering this download? You know what I mean? And so I've been trying to pay better attention to like what's going on in the periphery. What is my focus on while these downloads happen? It's interesting.
Yeah. And Elena just made a comment, and I think y'all could be in the same wavelength where you are. October started where I had to just stop and rest. Felt like I was kind of in a hibernation mode.
Yeah.
And I can see that. And you know what? Well, and I've told you over the past month, as much as I'm excited about.
You said you've been sort of stalled.
Yeah, I will. So for this year, now because tomorrow's the 1st, I'm like, let's go. Let's jump in and go. But I all for the past month and a half, if I could just sit on the couch and do nothing.
Literally, if Bruce would film me every day, this is what you say.
Yeah.
And I'm flipping on my phone.
That's me, but I've got Dateline running with my murder shows.
Yeah, or I've got Big Bang or something going on the TV, and I'm just there like, oh, that's interesting. Sending you memes, sending Gillian memes,
Yeah.
Whatever. So I need to get up and get moving though, because
Donna, I've been getting more downloads, so she's there with you on the download. Ears are ringing, things like that. It's all just crazy. Also recently, very tired. Felt like maybe the adrenals were drained and need to be in a restorative mode. Very well could be. It was a lot of energy spent this year with all the crap, it got to where you were almost afraid to pick up your phone, turn on the news, or anything else. It was kind of a crazy year for everybody. And I do feel like something was working behind the scenes to sap our energy.
I was reading an article about the collateral trauma experienced by bearing witness to this crazy shit. You know what I mean? And how that affects. We always talk about the effect of abuse or whatever on, of course, the parties involved, but we don't talk about the trauma that's inflicted collaterally,
right?
For people who are standing back watching, just watching the train wreck, or for lack of a better term, and oh shit. This is not just, government or anything. This is just in general where,
Yeah. And I honestly believe there is something working to undermine the system. You're okay. You're catching up. Your video kind of hung up and now you're playing catch up, but it's there. We got you. But this was one of those things where I felt like we were all just, like I said, traumatized over stupid stuff, not taking any sides whatsoever. But it was just like, man, can we just get back to let's go on some, stuff that's not, there's work to be done, and it was traumatic. I think trauma is a good word for it. 2025 was a traumatic year, but also, as we know, having trauma always comes with manifesting and bringing. So a lot of times that's when stuff's happened because you're doing things, you're putting things in motions, and you're forcing the change. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does. My video just whacked out. I just shut down my second camera. I think that whatever was happening, that it was causing whatever was happening. So
gotcha.
So I'll just hold the cards up like I used to. I don't know what's happening. Maybe maybe my laptop is just. I just rebooted it, so it shouldn't be to anything.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, I mean, collaterally, as people who just sit back and watch, there's, it has an effect, and we don't think about the way.
There was so much hate promoted last year.
Oh, it's awful.
Or this year. It's just insane.
And it's the hate, not so much the hate as the fear.
Well, yeah.
Fear is what got to me. The fact that I was afraid for possible scenarios, that I was afraid for my health and well-being based on the rhetoric that was being spewed. And then I was afraid for the health and well-being of friends and family and my kids, you know what I mean? And so that fear of, I was like, Bruce, I want to, I need to go and take self-defense courses. I need to get a conceal and carry permit. I need to, because there's crazy people out there. And how do we know? I don't know. I mean, I think I'm okay. I think I'm safe. But then I had the guy who lived down the street who was banging on the door at 3 a.m. I mean, he had mental issues, but but Bruce was working. He was not home. He was out of the house for a couple of weeks. It was me and Christopher. Sometimes Christopher was not home. And I had the guy a couple of houses down who no longer lives on the block, but I was terrified if I forgot to lock the door or if he was able to jump the fence and get in the backyard, and I'm here and I'm by myself. So I was like, man, I can't remember the last time I was so worried about safety.
Right. Because you're normally very comfortable at being at home by yourself. That's where you like to be.
Yeah.
So, but for you to feel worried like that, that lets you know. And it was heavy. It was heavy for 2025. Very heavy.
Yeah, it was.
And I want to see that go away, So, but we always need to remember, I know people think I'm crazy. I don't blame left or right. There's something moving underneath the current, controlling it all. Whether you want to say it's a shadow government, whether you want to say it's dark energy, reptilians, I don't care what you want to call it. I don't know. But there's something that's been working underneath. And I think that's where we're all starting to go, wait a minute, something's wrong. This just doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
And you're right. When you go to the store, you go to the mall, you go somewhere, you're like, your head's on a swivel. Like I used to be when I was in police work, because you don't know when some idiot's just going to do something stupid.
Always. Always, like what's this guy, coming down the aisle going to do? Is he going to walk past? Is he just getting his Cheerios? Is he going to, do some crazy? Yeah. So.
Yeah. And Gillian made a valid point. All the anger that is generated is exhausting.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting, and again, it's kind of like being in that family where your mom and dad just fight all the time and they don't think it has anything to do with you, but you're living on eggshells, watching mom and dad fight all the time to the point where you're almost suffering from it as much as they are. And that's kind of what we see going on.
Yeah.
And, Cynthia says her daughter carries, and you're in Florida. You're in the Grady Judd state. Okay.
Yeah, no, I can carry. I just have to. I have to take like a 1-hour course, Cynthia, and I will have my concealed carry permit.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody told me now you can open carry in Florida. I don't know if you can or not, so don't take my word on it. But they are.
I think you can. I think you can open carry. We also have the stand your ground law. Yeah. Which allows me to shoot first and ask questions later. If you are even remotely coming towards me, I can level you, and in the state of Florida. So,
right.
But that's not what that's not my objective with it.
No, I know.
Honestly. My objective
I spent
is
14 years to 15 years in police work. I still don't carry concealed. And people are like, Rob, why? Even when I was in Florida, I didn't carry, right. And I put a lot of people from all over the state in jail, and some pretty powerful people doing some special details, and I never wanted to live my life like that.
Right.
I didn't. But now it's almost becoming like,
well, I got to tell you, if it comes down to me, if it comes down to me and you, I'm choosing me every time. And I'm not sorry for it.
No.
I'm not gonna go out and do anything, but look, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So, and Donna and Gillian are talking about real TV, and nobody wants to turn to real TV anymore. And I'll let y'all know, be careful about what you are putting in your head before you go to bed. And the other thing, like Gillian and I, we don't even have real TV. We don't have the basic cable. We have our streaming, and it depends on whatever. And then we find something. One of the best shows you can go to bed to is Somebody Feed Phil. Okay. I love that show. He's the nicest guy on the planet. I don't see eye to eye with him on everything, but he just goes in and meets people. He's a loving and caring individual. And then the other night we went to bed absolutely happy listening to My Lottery Dream Home, with David, that guy, helping people find their home. And it just a nice guy, very friendly. And, some people are like, I can't watch any of that stuff. Find something that just makes you feel good. I don't care what it is, but just, you got to turn it off and pick up a book,
I usually watch like Lucifer or NCIS or something. But Bruce had CNN on the other day for some reason. And I was like, how long do you plan on keeping this on for?
Yeah.
Because, like, have you gotten the information you need? Because I'm done with CNN. And that's it. Any news program like that, I'm like over it. I had to put the phone down Monday, I think it was. I just had to put I started reading a book, because every time I went through social media, so and so got killed, because you've got like WKMG Orlando and shit on Facebook or whatever, and I'm scrolling through, and it's like teenager shot killed on Christmas Eve, 3 people murdered, Christmas Day, 17 car pileup and 18 people dead, Christmas night. I'm like, holy shit, and people getting shot left, right, and center. I mean, all over Orlando. Up and down the roadways. I was like, I can't watch this. Little kids, this 11-year-old girl was killed, coming home from her grandmother's house. No. So I just checked out of the phone. I was like, I'm gonna read my book and I'm done.
And then all those grandmothers that got hit by the reindeer, that's just
I wouldn't mind seeing that. But
y'all would be very ashamed of Brigitte and me of the videos we send back and forth to each other. They generally start with the sentence, "We're going to hell."
Oh yeah. Most of the time it's kids running into walls. Thunk.
Oh, why does that crack us up so much? I don't know.
But then you put the Mario music. Din, 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 din.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So 2 more cards in this spread. This is good. So what do I need to focus on in the upcoming year? So I'm asking generally, what's the energy we need to focus on? Where do we need to go? And maybe next time what I'll do, I'll bring up my Tao oracle cards, and we can get into the yin yang, things like that or whatnot. But so I'd be interested to see what you get out of the tarot card for what do I need to focus on in the upcoming year?
It's temperance. You can't really see it, but I got temperance. Balance. So balance, yeah, just keeping a level head, keeping it just like we were talking, what do we got to do to just keep it copacetic, right?
Yeah.
Stay in your head and stay in your brain and don't get carried away in either direction.
Yeah. So when change happens, don't freak out. Change is going to happen this year, folks. Things are going to happen. Big things, little things, it doesn't matter. How you handle them is how you dictate how your life goes, how you handle change. I'm a firm believer in that. Okay. So energy-wise, I'm still shuffling. All right. Because I keep going, well, maybe, you ever get one of those things where you're like, okay, I got to stop shuffling and cut the cards at some time. But it's like I can't get this is where Spirit wants me to do it at. So I'm trusting Spirit right now. And look at what we got here. This is so cool. I just got goosebumps. Got a unicorn. It's a horse with a horn, and the energy is the magic of belief. Wow. There's where we need to focus. Believe you can speak and move and do things and bring the world you want into existence. Bangarang. Find your wings so you can fly. The magic of belief. I'm going to read this one here. When you believe in the magic of the universe, you activate portals beyond the reach of logic. Your energy expands and your vibration shifts, unlocking new dimensions of possibility and serendipity. Wow, does that fit in with everything that we're going on? Holy mackerel.
Yeah, it's
holy mackerel.
Definitely.
So what was your card again? Oh, balance. Yeah. So when you hit these problems, when you have obstacles, that magic of belief, somebody's there, your power, your higher conscious, yourself, these things, they're there to help you handle whatever roadblocks, whatever obstacles, whatever things are happening, is to say, you know what? It's all going to be okay. That magic of belief, I think, in just remembering we are not alone. We're never alone.
Right.
And then we have angels. We have, like you talk about, ancestors. We have people all rooting on us on our behalf. We have God. We have the mother. We have cosmic. Whatever you want to call the all is there. And wow, this is where we need to focus. So, Cynthia, you cranked up your bowl. Donna, you bought some silver. Here we go. The magic of belief. Believe in yourself. Believe in your intuition. And this is powerful. This is very, very powerful.
Well, definitely. Yeah, it is.
So, all right. Then finally, wow, I got excited when I saw that card. If we follow the guidance of the cards, what will be the outcome? And I love what really caught me. You sent me some of this, and this is from, I know I saw it. There was.
It's up in the corner. Curious Cauldron.
Curious Cauldron. That's where we got it. I want to give credit where credit's due. But this question I thought was worded just perfect, because this is the importance when you ask what's going on and you ask for advice and you want to know what's happening. If I follow the guidance that Spirit gave me, guidance of the cards, what Holy Spirit's telling me, what will be the outcome? Doesn't mean it will be the outcome. But if you're staying true to those beliefs and what we're seeing here, what will be the outcome? What a great question.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Well, I got 7 of Pentacles.
Oh.
So, it's basically, put it out there and watch it grow, watch it come to fruition.
Abundance. Yeah, that's the abundance card, man.
You know, you've put it into motion. That's your belief. That's your, you know, and just now believe that you're going to have a huge, you know,
right. Wow, what a huge card for that particular slot, you know. And you know, one of the things I like about when you look at a lot of times in the basic Rider Waite or a lot of the 7 of what'd you say, 7 of coins?
Yeah.
7 of coins, he stops working. And this is the point, I think we miss this. And he just takes a look to give gratitude and to see what he's thankful for everything that he's accomplished.
Right.
And I really take that as now it's time you put the work in, take a break and enjoy some of the abundance that you've given it. And I think sometimes we forget that we have had abundance. You know, we're in a better place than we want to think we are.
You have to be able to step back and admire what you've created to this point, even though you're not at your end goal, right? You need to sort of assess what are my small wins? What are my tiny wins? What did I accomplish to get right here, right now?
Right.
So,
yep.
You know.
And I think to get there, this card plays in very well. Reconciliation. All right. This means some things that we're angry about, bitter about, or whatnot. If we do what we're being told to do, we may look at things with a whole new set of eyes. We believe we might see some things, and some reconciliations might come our way, or they might happen for us. That somebody is reconciling. I've only pulled this card once before. Time, space, and disagreements may have caused distance, but reconciliation is an invitation to meet again, not as who you were, but as who you have become. And man, if we talk about that, we've all been in those situations where we handled a problem 3 years ago. We would nowhere handle that same problem. We wouldn't handle the same today.
Right.
Hindsight being what it is. And that's what we're talking about here with this stop. Look around. What worked? I think you said it best in that look at what's been done. Okay. What worked? Where do I need to work on next? And maybe sometimes we've got to reconcile our past. Maybe sometimes we've got to stop and look back and go, you know, this bad thing did happen. But between all that crap, I had a great life. And we've got to reconcile that in our own noodle, you know?
Right.
Am I making sense, or I'm on a
well, yeah, I think that, you know, it's just sometimes you just have to stop and take stock, right? And sort of see everything from a bird's eye view so that you can see where you started, what you did, and now where you're at this moment.
And what I just noticed in these cards, and I'm talking to people about learning tarot, things like that. What I just noticed is if you look at the imagery here, it's almost like the same people. It's not a man and woman. It's not two decidedly different people. This is like the same person. And what Spirit just slapped me in the head with is maybe you need some reconciliation with your own self.
Sure.
You know what? Forgive yourself. Let things go. Allow yourself. So, you know what? I learned a lot from that, and I'm moving forward. Reconcile it. You know, that just hit me very hard.
I think that goes back to like the beginning of the show where I was saying, you know, it's time to put things down, right? It's time to, you know, the things that maybe would have driven me crazy at the beginning of the year are like, they're like whatever now. You know what I mean? They're like, just put it down and move on. And you know, it's time to just wrap it up.
Yep, I agree. What a powerful bunch of cards tonight, huh?
Yeah, a lot of good ones. You know, 9 of coins, 4 of wands, king of wands, temperance, and 7 of pentacles. So
yeah, some beautiful cards.
Yeah.
You know what we've learned, what we have done. Great spread, Bridget. Good find.
Oh, thanks.
I love that spread, and again, I loved it for the simplicity of it. But I loved how the questions were phrased. You know,
right? Yeah.
So,
there was there was a couple, but they were bigger. A lot more cards. Would have taken a lot longer than this to go through that big spread. So
yeah, the first one I liked it a lot too, but it was 9 cards deep.
Yeah,
you know,
there was something like 9 and 11 and whatever. I just thought they were cool because I thought, well, it'll give us some questions. You know what I mean, to focus on for the collective. So
yep. So again, this one is the New Year Tarot spread, and it's from Downtown Tarot Company. So if y'all want to look it up. Great spread. I recommend that spread. But remember, when you're working a spread, you have to allow the cards to talk to you and how they would answer the question you ask. And that's what I think, Bridget, you and I've talked about this before. People will use a spread and then they get confused because they get away from the question the card was answering.
Right.
You know,
you said Downtown Tarot Company, because mine says Curious Cauldrons.
That was on the 4-card one. The first one you sent. New Year's Tarot spread at the very bottom, Downtown Tarot Company.
Really? Because
the number one, New Year. It's this one. It's light colored. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, you can't see it because of the way.
Oh, that's the 9-card one. Okay.
Yeah. So the others
they had some good focus points on those, but
if
anybody
want to practice your tarot cards, look these up. They're good. Okay.
Well,
but just remember, it's a good thing to practice with.
Yeah, I can put them up on my Facebook page too, or if you want them, just ping me. I can get them. I can send them or whatever. Put them out there for everybody to see. I screenshotted them off of, I don't know, another page somewhere, another couple of pages. Because you know me, I'll go through and just screenshot so that we have them or I have them. In case I get stuck or we get stuck or whatever. I'm looking for something to focus on.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
Well, thank you again for allowing me to do this with you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Thanks for doing it. And thanks everybody for spending some time with us on New Year's Eve. So that we can ring in the new year.
Bing, bing.
But I hope everybody's, New Year is everything they want it to be. I hope you're able to stay up till midnight.
If you're going out, be safe. This is amateur night. As much as I'm a good driver. It is one of those things. I actually have taken. It scares Gillian sometimes because I went to like 2 to 3 weeks of an attack driving school. So I'm pretty good with the car. Can make it do some funky things, but it's amateur night.
Right.
Too many years of police working this evening, and there are drunks out that wouldn't be drunk any other time of the year.
Right.
Everybody be careful.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Everybody be safe and have a good New Year. Happy New Year, everybody, and enjoy your New Year's beans. That's
Happy New Year.
All right.
Happy New Year. If I knew Auld Lang Syne, I would sing it, but I always get the first sentence out and then just blah blah
blah blah blah blah blah blah blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
All absolutely. Right. Monday night, 8:30, back at it again. So let's see what it, and we'll probably be back here on Wednesday since the holiday is over, and we'll
probably
bang it out. We'll figure out what we're going to talk about.
Okay?
Yeah. All right.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye.